Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the 2021 NRL Finals Series, where I'm going to be previewing each NRL Finals game one by one, and it all starts tomorrow night. It's the Melbourne Storm up against the Manly Warringah Seagulls. It's going to be a blockbuster game. I cannot wait. It's the qualifying final. The loser gets a second chance. The winner gets a week off, and they're one win away from the grand final. But before I get into the preview of the qualifying final, make sure you guys go ahead and like this video. Comment your thoughts on this game on Friday night between Melbourne and Manly. Let me know who you're tipping in the comment section below. Give me a first try scorer. Give me a margin. Give me a man of the match. Whatever you like. I want to see in the comment section below who you guys are all tipping. It's going to be a great game. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. But let's get into it, lads. So, the NRL 2021 Final Series, it kicks off on Friday night up at Sunshine Coast Stadium in Queensland. It is the reigning, defending premiers, the minor premiers of this year, the first place, Melbourne Storm up against the fourth place, Manly Warringah Seagulls. The odds for the game, the Melbourne Storm, they are $1.35 favourites. The Manly Warringah Seagulls at $3.10. Melbourne who finished first. Manly who finished fourth. This is going to be a blockbuster game on Friday night. The team lists are quite strong for both sides. I'll go through it. So fullback for the Melbourne Storm, Ryan Papenhuyzen. On the wings, George Jennings and Isaac Lumi. Centres, Remus Smith, Justin Olam. Halves, Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes. Front row, Jesse Bromwich and Christian Welsh. Hooker, Brandon Smith. Back row of Felice Kafusi and Kenny Bromwich. The lock is Dale Finucane. On the bench, Harry Grant, Tui Kamikamifa, Nelson Solomono and Nico Hines. The two reserve players at the moment, they are Tom Eisenhuth and Marion Seve. That's the Melbourne Storm side. Now let's go to the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Fullback Tom Trbojevic. On the wings, Jason Saab and Ruben Garrick. Centres are Brad Parker and Morgan Harper. 5'8", Kieran Foran, halfback Ali Cherry Evans. The front row of Josh Alloway and Martin Tapau. The hooker is Kyle Lawton. The back row is Ola Kawatu and Josh Schuster. The hooker is the lock is Jack Trbojevic, And on the bench, Dylan Walker, Sean Kepi, Tanela Paseka, and Curtis Siridan. The two reserve players are Tafoa Sipley and Moses Suley. The referees are Grant Atkins. Touch judges are Todd Smith and Peter Goof, and Ashley Klein will be in the bunker. So then a team list. So obviously for Melbourne, no Josh Addo-Carr. He is out with an injury, so he is unavailable to play. So Isaac Lumi will take his spot. As for the Seagulls, Lachlan Croker ruled out due to an injury, so Kyle Lawton moves in to hooker, and they have brought Curtis Siridan onto the interchange bench. So these sides only played a few weeks ago, and Melbourne got the upper hand in that game, 28 points to 18. That game was up at Suncorp Stadium in round 21. So that game was only about a month ago. So what that game taught us is that both sides know how to score points, and they love taking opportunities when the other team gives them opportunities. If you go back to that Manly Melbourne game back in round 21, Melbourne scored about 3 or 4 tries of kicks and Manly mistakes. Manly scored most of their tries down that side where George Jennings defends with Remus Smith and Manly attack with Foran and Garrick and Schuster on that left-hand side. So you'd think tomorrow night when Melbourne take on Manly, that Manly will probably use a lot of their attack on that left-hand side with Kieran Foran, Josh Schuster, Brad Parker and Ruben Garrick. But yeah, we'll go through it. So obviously the back lines are fairly even, I think. I think Manly's back line is probably a little bit better with Josh Addo-Carr not being there. I mean, Turbo versus Ryan Papenhuyzen, obviously Turbo is the best player in the game at the moment, and he obviously wins that battle there. The back line, I mean, Saab and Garrick versus Lumi and Jennings. I'm taking Saab and Garrick any day of the week. The centres, though, Remus Smith and Justin Olam versus Parker and Harper. I'm probably taking the Melbourne centres, to be honest. The halves, Foran and Cherry Evans versus Hughes and Munster. I mean, it's a pretty even matchup there. I think Melbourne's halves probably get the upper hand only just, but in saying that, both halves combinations have won a premiership before together, so pretty even matchup there in the halves. The front row, Bromwich and Welsh versus Alloway and Tapau. I mean, Melbourne's front row probably gets the edge there. Brendan Smith obviously better than Kyle Lawton. The back row, Olakawatu and Schuster versus Kafusi and just Kenny Bromwich. I'm taking the Melbourne. I'm taking the Manly back row over the Melbourne back row personally. Jake versus Finucane. That's a pretty even matchup there. Take your pick. And I I love the bench of both sides. You know, Manly bring on Kepi and Paseka in the middle. And then Melbourne bring on the likes of Nelson, Solomona, and Kamakamefa. Two massive forwards. So two giants going at it there off the bench. Harry Grant comes on around the 25th minute mark, and he just goes absolutely berserk. And Dylan Walker comes on and plays that ball playing lock role while Jake Trbojevic goes into that front row position. As for Nico Hines for the Melbourne Storm, he's pretty much the odd man out. He might come on and play a bit of centre late in the game, maybe a bit of late wing, who knows. Kota Sirinen as well, maybe the odd man out. He might come on and play 10 minutes somewhere. So it's a pretty even matchup, I reckon. So I think for Melbourne to win, I think they have to suffocate Manly through the middle third of the field. I think if Melbourne are going to beat Manly on Friday night in the qualifying final and get the week off, I think they have to suffocate the Seagulls forwards through the middle. And, you know, if they can get Manly on their back a lot and, you know, make their play the balls a bit slow and sloppy, then Melbourne can get them there. And obviously that finals experience really helps as well. The likes of, you know, their forward pack, you know, Josh Alloway hasn't played finals before, so there'll be a lot of pressure on him. Same with Olakawatu and Schuster. Kepi as well. I don't think he's played finals. You know, there's a few Paseka. If they have played finals, they've only played one or two games. So Melbourne's experience in the forward pack will definitely be a very important factor. And, you know, Melbourne's forward pack's always going to be very aggressive and very strong. So Melbourne, if they can suffocate Manly's forwards, then they can just suffocate them out of the game. And I think Melbourne's bench, it's very, very important. Obviously, Harry Grant will come on probably around the 20 or 25th minute mark, and Brendan Smith will probably go back to front row. Finucane will go to the front row, and Bromwich will probably come off and something like that. And, you know, the rotation of the Melbourne Storm forward pack off the bench, it's very, very good. And Craig Bellamy is a master of that, so he knows what to do there. And I think if Melbourne can fix that side of defence with Remus Smith and George Jennings, and I think it'll go a long way to winning the game. And obviously, Melbourne's completion rate needs to be very good as well. It hasn't been the best last couple of weeks, but their starts have been a bit slow. So, you know, obviously the Parramatta game a few weeks ago when Melbourne were beaten that game, you know, they started the game quite slow. So I think it's very important for Melbourne to start the game fast, because if Melbourne get behind early, they could be in a bit of trouble. Now, for Manly to win the game, before I move on to that, the other thing I want to pinpoint out too with Melbourne, they have to try and contain Tom Trbojevic. When they played back in round 21, Turbo wasn't quiet, but Melbourne did a good job on him. Turbo was a bit off that game. He wasn't at his best. Now, I don't know if Melbourne will be able to stop Tom Trbojevic. He's the best player in the game at the moment. So I think if Melbourne can minimise his impact, then it could be good. Maybe that could be kicking the ball away from Tommy Turbo, kicking the ball in tackle free, maybe something dummy half, kick the ball long, and just try and really keep Tom out of the game. Now, for the Seagulls to win, it comes down to discipline and it comes down to patience. When you play the Melbourne Storm, you can't overreact. You can't overthink things, because if you do, you'll get flogged. Now, I think Manly will have to throw the ball around a little bit. I think if they can get Tom Trbojevic into open space, if they can get him on the advantage line, get him to play some eyes-up footy, then it'll be very hard for Melbourne to stop. Now, one thing Manly cannot do, they cannot play through the middle against Melbourne. If Manly's forward pack think that they're going to go through Melbourne's middle, they're absolutely dreaming. They're going to play eyes-up footy. They're going to throw the ball around. They're going to inside balls, outside balls, you know. Let the likes of Ruben Garrick and Jason Sutton get early ball. Get the sets rolling. Kick the ball when the fullback is in the defensive line. You know, tactics. Get Saab onto an open space. A Cherry Evans kick for Saab on tackle 2, tackle 3 won't be the worst idea. Running from dummy half as well in the middle for Manly would be very good. You know, tackle 1 or so, you know, Manly take a hit up through Martin Tapau. Bang. Tackle 1. Dummy half run from Kyle Lawton. Bang. It gets out. Tackle 3. Turbo picks it up in dummy half. He runs. He links with a second row in Schuster or Olakawatu. You've got to play unorthodox against the Melbourne Storm. If Manly play through the middle, they will get absolutely crunched. I guarantee you that. You cannot beat Melbourne through the middle. Manly's pack is good, but like I said before, if you play through the middle, the likes of Bromwich, Finucane, Welsh, Kafusi, Solomona, all these sort of players, they will suffocate you. They will lay on you. They will get you on your back. They will frustrate the hell out of you. So you can't do that. Now, Manly's bench. I love what they're doing at the moment. After about 20 minutes into the game, sometimes 15 minutes into the game, depending on how the game goes, they take Boyovich into the front row. They put Walker on that lock as that ball playing second, you know, that extra half out there, which is a very, very good thing. Des Hasler is a genius. He will know what to do. If Melbourne score a try in the first 10 minutes, get out to a 6-0 lead or something, and Manly's completion rate is something like 5 from 7 early on, then Dylan Walker may get injected very early. And personally, if I was Des, I would be bringing Dylan Walker on around the 15th minute mark just to bring that impact off the bench at very fast pace around the ruck is very important, especially against Melbourne. You know, they love to suffocate you. They really do. And I've got to say, last time they played as well, Manly's kicking game wasn't actually the best. If Daly Cherry Evans and Kieran Foran step up, if their kicking game is very good, they can win this. Now, Manly, they have to attack the left-hand side. So, Foran, Schuster, Parker, Garrick. They have to attack that side of the field. Melbourne's right side defence with Remus Smith, George Jennings in the centre and the wing is absolutely vulnerable. If Manly attack that side of the field, they can definitely get a few tries there. You know, last time they played there, Ruben Garrick scored 2 tries there. So, if Manly attack that side and they really, really go hard at it, because defensively, Smith and Jennings struggle. Jennings hasn't played a game for about a month, I think, so his match fitness might be a little bit fatigued. So, Garrick, they have to go to Garrick's side because if they do, they can get some points. I'm telling you right now. And Isaac Lumi playing with Justin Olam, an unfamiliar combination as well. So if they can really expose that east side of the field, it will go a long way winning this game. Now, my final say, my tip for the game, I am going to tip the upset. I think Manly can win. I think their game plan last time they played was good enough. I think Manly have learnt from last time against Melbourne. Last time they were a little bit off their game and they were down and they came back and got the lead and then they sort of, you know, went out of the game a little bit. I think Manly have learned a lot from last time and I think they can win the game on Friday night. So I'm tipping Manly to beat Melbourne in the qualifying final on Friday night. I reckon the 4th place Eagles will beat the reigning defending premiers and the current minor premiers of Melbourne Storm. Manly will win. And my prediction for the game, I'm going to go Manly by 4. If I had to go for a scoreline, I'll go Manly 24 points to 20. And I'm going to go for a try scorer. I think Ruben Garrick will score the first try. And Tommy Turbo will score any time in the game. Man of the match, I'm going to look for DCE to step up and be man of the match. Manly to beat Melbourne. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait for it. Now, last thing I'll say as well, if it's a low-scoring game, Melbourne will win. If it's high-scoring, Manly will win. That's just what I think will happen. But, guys, I'm going Manly by 4, 24-20. Ruben Garrick, first try scorer. Tommy Turbo anytime. DCE, man of the match. Guys, that's my preview on the game. Thanks for watching. Melbourne versus Manly. Let me know in the comment section below who's winning the qualifying final. Let me know in the comment section below. Have a good night, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.